So you may be wondering, what do the C3 framework and the Smithsonian have to do with each other? The short answer is everything. The inquiry arc of the C3 framework models the work of professionals in the fields of social studies.
Museums are staffed by professional historians who do the work of history every day.
So for example, compelling questions are the foundation of the C3 inquiry arc and are the basis of Dimension 1.
And questions drive research and investigations for historians and museums.
Dimension 2 of the C3 framework asks students to consider multiple sources and perspectives.
And the staff of museums collect stories from many individuals with many different opinions and experiences of the past and share those stories with the public. Museum staff members carefully select sources to illustrate a moment in time or advance an argument, which are skills outlined in Dimension 3 of the framework. Finally, at the National Museum of American History, our mission is to help people understand the past in order to make sense of the present and shape a more humane future.
So that goal is the same as the goal of Dimension 4, to help students not only communicate conclusions, but also to apply that new knowledge in order to take action in the world. Now that you've heard a bit about how museums and the C3 fit together, let's dig a little deeper. This outline provides a framework for thinking about the instructional uses of objects and how they might enhance the teaching of the 4 dimensions within the C3. So let's take a look at some examples. To inspire students' curiosity in Dimension 1, you might use images of weapons from John Brown's raid to approach the compelling question, how should we remember John Brown?
In Dimension 2, you could use an amber roll, an early method of sound recording, and an 8-track to talk about change and continuity in American history. Or you could use this suffrage newspaper to demonstrate how historical developments are shaped by unique circumstances of time and place.
In Dimension 3, you could use the rich advertising collections of the Smithsonian to have students evaluate the claims in the text and look to the online collections of the institutions to gather evidence for themselves.
In Dimension 4, you could use objects of all kinds as evidence in support of a conclusion, and you can use an iconic object like the Greensboro lunch counter or something as everyday as a protest button to talk about methods of taking informed action. The C3 provides a structure for all history educators in museums and in classrooms for teaching the thinking skills that drive the social studies. It's helped me more clearly outline my approach to developing resources, and I think it can do the same for you.
Naomi and I see this course as one way to demonstrate how you can implement the ideas of the C3 in the classroom. We will show you how the work of the C3 is fundamental to the work of museums, how museum teaching relates to your classroom, and we'll direct you to the rich resources of the Smithsonian that can support your history instruction.